You're now in the NFA zone.
The best model is to find somebody that doesn't agree with you all the time,
You're listening to the NFA podcast.
and you're able to work your way to a better solution than you would have had if you were by yourself.
I feel like can get real sticky with a family member or a friend because you feel like you can cross that line. You like pull them to the side, like, yo, man, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
But a business partner, you're not gonna let yourself go there because at the same time you got to conduct yourself in a professional manner.
Broadcasting from the NFA studios.
How do you approach getting into business with, let's say, a friend
Yeah.
or a family member? And or is that a bad idea, good idea? Should you do it? Should you not? What do you say?
All right, so first of all, it's a fantastic question. If the goal of starting a business is to have fun, to enjoy yourself, to, I guess, in some respects, be entertained,
Obviously,
then
because
yeah,
if you're
start
doing
business
it,
with a friend or a family member all
it's
day long,
okay.
because you're going to have fun, you're going to be entertained, all that's going to be a part of it. If the goal is to make money, then business is, from my experience, it's a formula. And the formula goes a little bit like this. Whatever my skills are, and no matter how smart, intelligent, experienced I am, I still have weaknesses. Like, look, in the areas, the fundamental areas, can I type an email? Can I put an Excel spreadsheet together? Can I put a business plan together?
Yeah.
Can I do a P&L? Everybody can do that in business or should be able to do that. I'm talking about those key areas like a marketer. So if you're a product maker, a manufacturer of a product, but you're not a true marketer, so you're uncomfortable walking into a room and saying, hey, I'm Justin Allure. I want to talk to you about a product I'm selling.
So that's the marketer.
Correct.
Not the guy who came up with the design
Exactly.
or the product.
Yes.
The guy who sells the product
Exactly.
to other people.
And I'm saying it's not one of those fundamental things that everybody has. That's a skill that somebody sometimes is born with.
Gotcha.
You've got to be smart enough to know this family member, this friend, this associate that I like is not that person either. I'm not, and they're not. Why would you partner with them? The people that you choose to partner with, the formula is a little bit like this. 1 + 1 has to equal more than 2. If it doesn't equal more than 2, go ahead and, just forget about it. Because the family member thing is your 1 + 1 = 2. But if you've got a real partner who's bringing a skill set that's strong, where you have a skill set that's weak, then they're going to complement you, and together the math is more than
just
the sum
one,
of the two
the
parts.
sum of the two.
You become better because of the addition. And what happens, I think, sometimes is, we balance our interest in business against our own insecurities sometimes. That's sort of the back plate. And you go, I want somebody that makes me feel good and encourages me and really cheerleads for me, or whether they're on the sideline or in the same office as me. And sometimes you'll be, looking at this family member as that person. But that's not really what you need sometimes. Sometimes you need somebody that says, look, there's $30 in the checking account, and I've got a skill set that's going to turn that 30 into 3,000. So let me go do what I do while you stay here in the office and type, send out emails, and get our vendor list together, or cultivate those banking relationships.
And let me handle this.
And let me handle this. So I think that's the key, is making sure whoever you're looking at is actually bringing something to the table, a skill set, some level of aptitude or whatever that you don't have.
Right.
Everybody can't be the same. And then I'll say this. Sometimes we want to partner with people in business because they agree with us. We want the people next to us that are people that always agree. You know what, Cruz, you're right. Oh, yeah, you're right, man. Go get
Yes,
it.
man.
Yeah, yes, man.
Yes, man. Right.
If you've got 2 people in a room and they agree all the time, one of them's useless. You don't need the other. Or you don't need one.
No, that's really well put.
You're paying
right.
2 people
for the same. It's the same person. I don't need 2 people that are exactly the same.
I don't need 2 people like that. But if you've got 2 people in the room that always disagree, then both of them are useless.
Because you're never going to get anywhere.
You're never going to get anywhere. So the best model is to find somebody that doesn't agree with you all the time, disagrees with you some of the time, but where you guys disagree, you have what I call productive conflict, and you're able to work your way to a better solution than you would have had if you were by yourself.
Yeah, understood, 100%. Even to the point of creativity, me and my brother, what got me into radio was me and my brother rapping, right?
Yeah.
He started rapping. He's a couple years younger than me, and we were competitive, so he come home, he's spitting this rap, and I'm like, yo, if you could do it, I can fucking do it.
Yeah.
So I started writing raps. So he inspired that in me. So long story short, we started this group, Mano y Mano. But I will say, the fact that he was my brother, not that it held us back a whole lot, but it definitely kept us from being productive at times. The brotherly thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I've dealt in the music industry with other people when it came to music or just other dealings. I don't let my personal feelings get in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? As far as we gotta record something. We gotta record something. I'm putting all that aside. But with your brother, it's a little different, because then your mom's calling you like, Yanni, I can't believe what you did to your brother. You better call and apologize. No, mommy, I don't apologize to him. I hate him, mommy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like when you get into business with a non-family member or non-friend, that doesn't occur, because there's no emotional connection there as far as like in the relationship. It's more of it's a business connection.
In relationships, there's boundaries, no matter what kind of relationship it is. If it's a friendship, there's friendship boundaries. If it's family member, there's familial boundaries. If you're married to the person, of course, you've got, wedding vows and these things that really try to put us in a place where there are no boundaries.
Right.
But everybody that's married knows there's boundaries.
There's boundaries.
No matter what, there's boundaries. But when you're in business, there are business boundaries. And if you've already crossed those lines with somebody in a familial kind of capacity, in a marital capacity, you can't go back. You can't walk that shit back. So, for instance, if you're hubby going into business with wifey, and wifey's already been in your mix about all the finances,
right,
and why these bills are behind, or why this didn't get paid on the day that it was due, or whatever, wifey's going to do the same thing as a business partner, because she's already crossed that line. Whereas a business partner, you take, for instance, me and Gotzi, with the law firm.
You guys were friends, right?
We were friends, but we never crossed those boundaries as friends, because guys really don't do that. I ain't worried about.
I feel you.
His phone was on. Obviously, he's paying the bill. You know, how he managed money for the law firm was solid, in my opinion. And so the way I approached it was like, he's got that. I didn't have to go take a second look at the books. I was getting my check. The vendors were getting paid.
Right.
And so we don't make decisions without considering the other person, but we also, part of that is saying, I'm not going to cross these boundaries, because that's questioning your skill set. And if I went into this with you up front, knowing you had the skill set that complemented mine,
that's why I went into this in the first place, right?
That's
so
it.
You can find, you're confident in his skill, right? Yeah. So you don't have to take those extra steps, which I feel like can get real sticky with a family member or a friend, because you feel like you can cross that line. You're like, pull him to the side, like, yo, man, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
But a business partner, you're not gonna let yourself go there, because at the same time you got to conduct yourself in a professional manner. But I feel like when you have businesses with a family member or a friend, that line can be crossed so easily, because you're too comfortable. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and plus there's this element of love.
That too, right?
And when love is in play, the person's coming back.
Think
about
no matter
the number
what
of chances we give to family members. Now, sometimes in a business meeting, you can't get pissed off, knock all the shit on the floor, walk out of the room, and not come back.
Or come back and be like, hey, I'm sorry about that. It's no problem. Yeah, because, I'm gonna let it go if it's my brother or my friend. But in a regular business meeting, if I have a client and they act like that, I'm gonna be like, that was too much.
But think about it even in terms of a business partner. If you and a business partner have that type of, like the type of shit we do with family, you've got family members that won't talk to each other for half a year.
Right.
2 years.
Right.
3 years.
Stubborn, right.
Yeah. Think about if you had a business partner that you acted like that with. How much territory would you yield to your competitors if you and your business partner weren't talking? You go, well, shit, fuck him, man. I'm not going to talk to him for the next 2 years. In the meantime, your competitors are like, oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. They're like licking their chops. They're like, oh, they're fighting again. It's almost like playing against the team who can't get along. The other team,
they lose every time.
You're losing because you're arguing. I'm over here shooting threes while these two teammates are over here arguing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So long story short, overall, if you're getting into business, for all my business owners out there, entrepreneurs, people doing their thing, it's 2019. I get it. Everybody's got a side hustle. Think long, hard before you make a decision like that going into business with a family or friend.
Itemize somebody's skill set. You've got to know your own skills. You got to know where you're strong. You have to have the ego that's not so delicate that you don't know where you're weak.
Where your
and you
weaknesses
can't actually
are, right?
make that pronouncement in a meeting. Look, here's where I'm weak. Here's where you need to be strong.
Right.
I'm not looking for another me. Just want you to know that I'm looking for somebody that's got skills that I don't have and that can complement me. I think if you can do that, you could probably achieve some level of success. But if you can't, oh man, it's an uphill battle, man. But that's a fantastic question. I'm glad you brought it up today.
Oh no,
brother.
people come to us for that. They see that we're successful. They see that we have done well.
Yeah.
So that, we're giving them gems. They want to know, and a lot of times they can't I'm not just answering these kind of questions all the time on social media. So at least here I feel comfortable enough to share some of this stuff. And I'm happy that you are too, because I know you've been doing well.
Not excellent, man, but definitely not bad. I appreciate you, brother.
You're now in the NFA zone, where we do not F around.